How you guys doing? It's Captain Spencer Clark with Breaking Bass Guide Service down here at Table Rock Lake. Just wanted to give you guys a fishing report as we head into the weekend for the bass fishing down here at Table Rock. Right now, I've got a couple different patterns that are going on the lake that I think you can catch a lot of good fish with right now. If you can get out there real early in the morning, there is a topwater bite going on. Mainly catching some topwater fish before that sun gets up real good. Just out in the morning, you just got to run those main lake transitional banks where you got like big rock going in the small. There's some fish that are moving up on the main lake right now. Two baits that I've been working for that topwater bite are just Lucky Craft gunfish and just a Berkeley Pop-R. Really been concentrating, just on running the sunny banks right off the bat. And then what I've been doing is coming back and fishing all the shady banks, trying to extend that topwater bite a little bit, in the morning. It seems to me that, you can catch some better fish if you can find a little bit of wood up on the bank. You might find, a bank that's got a couple trees up close to the bank. You might also, look for like a laydown or something up there on one of them banks. That's where some of the better fish have been coming from if you can get out there and throw that topwater right off the bat. If you want to sleep in, if you're not really an early morning riser, the good news is there's an all-day drop shot bite going on right now, and the drop shot rig for me has just been smoking fish down here the past couple weekends. This weekend, had a couple trips in the dam area, and we caught anywhere from 15 to 20 fish each trip. These trips were just 4-hour trips, and we had a lot of spotted bass that were anywhere from 16 to 17 inches long. I had one trip this past weekend out of Cape Fair. I hadn't been up in the James River in probably a couple months, but we got on 2 big schools of spotted bass up there, and we did really well. We caught, about 20 or so fish on that trip up there. Right now, I think a lot of people are struggling with the dam area with that drop shot bite, just because what it's taking right now in order to catch fish is you have to be really patient. Right now, like most of the schools of bass that I'm targeting, you might catch them on any given day where the whole school wants to bite and they all want to come in the boat. But most of the time, what you're going to have to do is just kind of finesse, one of those fish in the biting, and then you can get the whole school fired up and they'll all bite. That happened several times over the weekend to where, out on my trips, we were sitting on a whole school of fish, and there's probably about 20 or so fish in that school, and we might sit on that school and work it for about 10 to 15 minutes. And just when I was about ready to pick up the trolling motor and go to another school, that I know about down the lake, all of a sudden someone would set the hook and they'd have a 17-inch spotted bass coming to the boat. And after I'd take that fish off, I'd have them drop it right back down, and their rod would load up right again. And that would go on for about 15 minutes straight, where every drop they were catching a fish. That's kind of the nature of when you're fishing these deep schools of fish down here. And those schools have been just kind of open water, really. I'm just graphing fish, and fishing these schools of fish out in open water. There's really nothing that they're holding on. They're just out there doing what they do, swimming and eating. Now, sometimes, if we can't get those fish to bite, what I'll do is, I'll target like brush or like standing timber. And when it comes to those fish, usually you can only get like 1 or 2 for each spot you got like that. It's been producing like just 1 or 2 fish, and you gotta pull the trolling motor up and go to another spot. So that's kind of what we've been doing, on that drop shot bite, down here in the dam and just kind of all across the lake. The other thing I can tell you is if you are off with your drop shot by, any more than like 6 or 7 feet from where that fish is at, probably not going to get them to bite. I mean, you have to literally hit them on the head in order to get these fish to bite. And a lot of them, like I said, have been anywhere from like 30 to 40 foot deep, the ones that we're catching. And they're in some pretty big schools right now. There's like 15 to 20 down there, and you might catch 6 or 7 of them, but then they'll turn off and you just got to go to another school of fish. So those are the primarily the two things that we've been doing to catch fish down here. I know there's a little bit of a crankbait bite going on. I know I talked to a couple people that are catching them on a spinnerbait. Those are some things to try if you get the right set of conditions in order to do that. The main thing is if you're going to throw a spinnerbait or a crankbait is you want to fish it really fast. You're not really getting too much of a feeding bite when you work those baits. It's more of a reaction strike. So if you're going to try to make that work, just make sure whatever you do, you reel those baits really fast. This weekend, I'm double booked up Saturday. I still have Sunday and Monday available for trips. If you want to get out and fish the morning or fish the afternoon, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm pretty confident we're going to catch them any time of the day that you want to go. I know a lot of families, with it being Labor Day weekend, they might have, different activities planned out down here while they're visiting Branson. Really doesn't matter to me if you want to go in the morning or the afternoon. We're going to catch a bunch of fish. And if that sounds good, just give me a shout. I'm available, 314-562-3332. Like to get you out on the water. If you like this fishing report, please like and subscribe to the channel. I've been trying to get this fishing report out at least once a week, let you guys know some of the things that have been working for me and some of the patterns that we've been catching fish on down here. Until next time, guys, take it easy, and we'll see you on the water.